Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. I'm your host, Mike Briggs. We are talking to businesses, services, people having events, interesting people, people involved in the community. We want to hear from everybody. It doesn't matter what side you're on or if we agree or don't agree. We always give you a fair hearing here. Now, you may notice our brand new Tower District Sky Cam and why it's so yellow. The sky's all yellow. It's full of smoke back there. But you can see over here is old Locke's Bakery, Panaderia Natalia. Over here is the dollar store and Tower Market. So this is where we are. That's where we're located, right out there in the middle of the Tower District. Now, let's talk about interesting people. There's congressional races coming up and even a presidential election. But we're going to, actually we don't invite politicians in, but we're open. Anybody who's watching, you're running for office, contact us. We'll put you on. So the next guest we're having, it's not that we're leaving his opponent out, they just haven't called us yet. Our next guest is Kevin, I almost said Kevin Cox, who we went to high school with.
Hey, we went to Clovis High with Kevin.
Clovis High with Kevin Cookingham, my old high school buddy from the greatest high school of all time, Clovis High.
It's a wonderful high school.
And I knew you from high school, then
Yes.
you're an administrator in Clovis. You're a principal at my old school, Cole School.
Yes.
Not
yes.
when I was there at school, but.
Right, yeah. I was actually a vice principal at Cole Elementary with Debbie Parra, and then I ended up last 7 years in Clovis Unified as a principal of two schools at the same time, Clovis Adult School and Clovis Online Schools.
Clovis Online.
Yeah.
What a great thing that is Clovis Online.
Oh.
It's really developed into something.
It absolutely has.
As all Clovis schools do very well. Now you're running for United States Congressman.
Yes, yes.
You worked your whole life, and now you're ready to serve the public in another way.
Absolutely. When I retired, I just felt, in football games, many times the last quarter is when you score the most. And I want to finish strong, and I want to do something I thought could impact this 16th district as well as this state and this nation. And so I decided I'm running against Jim Costa for Congress, and we have been going full blast for about a year and a half now.
Yeah, I know you have. Now, a lot of people are saying, and not about you or your opponent, just politicians, nothing seems to be happening. Now you get this guy, Kevin Cookingham, who's brand new.
Yep.
And with new ideas.
Yep.
And not ready to keep doing it the whole way.
Right. You know, one of the advantages of coming from business and coming from education, coming from ministry, actually 10 years of ministry as well, is that you come from a whole different viewpoint. And another thing that gives me advantage is I don't have to do this. This isn't something where I'm just going, gee, I'd like to be a congressman. It truly is something where I'm saying I've got experiences that will have a tremendous impact on the 16th district. For instance, at Clovis Adult School, one of our specialties were our career tech education programs. And we had healthcare and we had business. And we took people from very low economic areas, and then we networked with the federal government with Pell Grants, and then, of course, CalWorks and Department of Rehab and so forth, so that they could come to our school and not have to pay any loans back. They got it paid for through these grants. And we would train them in these programs. They would take the state tests, and then we would network with businesses throughout the community. And we had a 99% success rate in those healthcare programs. And in the business programs, we were just a little bit less than that. Yeah. And it showed what kind of things can be accomplished if you really put your mind to it and think out of the box. There's a lot of ways we can help this district with jobs. And, you know, before the pandemic, the United States was at a 3.5 unemployment rate. Yeah. 3.5, that is like the envy of the world.
Almost zero.
Absolutely, that's the envy. I mean, basically, if you really want a job, you could get a job. Yeah. Then the pandemic hit, but during that time, the 3.5 unemployment, the 16th district, according to Ballotpedia, was 16.9%. So this is something that I can have a major impact on with developing the right team right here in this valley.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting the story you just told about training kids, young adults, for real life jobs.
Yes.
So when they finish their training, they could actually get employment.
Absolutely.
So you and I, we went to college, we get master's degrees, and then we come out with no real marketable skills except for teaching and managing stuff. So a lot of my peers couldn't get a job out of college. But you're putting 99% of the success rate.
Yeah, there's a huge need in the medical field, which we worked with. Also, if you look at the community colleges and the adult schools, there are literally hundreds of career tech education programs. Yeah. People just, you don't just hire somebody. Sometimes you have to position yourself by getting a little more training. Yeah. And some of these programs are only 6 weeks long. Others are a year, sometimes up to 2 years. But even, for instance, just take welding, for instance. there are 400,000 welding jobs needed across this nation in the next couple of years. 400,000. And they pay good money.
Yeah, a lot of people would like to do that job.
Absolutely.
That's a cool job if you like that kind of hands-on stuff.
I have a friend that is in a vice president, one of the it is the largest construction company in the state, and they do billion-dollar jobs, not just million. And he told me that these people that are union workers, they're doing HVAC and sheetrocking and electrical, plumbing, whatever it may be, they're making $75 to $100 an hour.
Wow.
That's amazing.
But this is the kind of thinking we need in Congress.
Yes.
Real-life training for real-life jobs that really exist, that you have to earn your way into. There's no free pass for anyone. You have to know how to do what you're going to do.
Yeah, and I would just, I would suggest to the public that, you know, look straight across the board, whether there's assemblymen running that they're looking into, whether it's the state senate, a mayor, city council, whatever it may be, school board, look and say, have I seen results?
Right.
Have I seen results? If you're not seeing great results, then maybe it's time to move on. And I would say the same thing about myself. We're planning on winning this race, and when I win, if they don't see results within 2 years, that's one term, 2 years in Congress, vote me out.
You'll put yourself up for,
Yeah, vote me out.
He gets a report card this time, the old principal.
That's right.
I
don't mind it.
By the way, we're not sitting next to each other. You can see how my arm disappears. We're about 10 feet apart, a safe distance.
Yeah.
And now, I know you have good ideas. I know you put good ideas out. I know you'll work really, really hard.
Right.
I'm going to vote for Kevin Cookingham for Congress, and we're not supposed to endorse people here. So I'm not endorsing him. I'm just telling you I'm voting for him. But and we could talk about this stuff all day long. But you have some events coming up. I want to talk about those.
Yeah, so tomorrow we have just a first responders, honoring first responders, a 9/11 event. It's going to be at the Madera Courthouse. It's a really cool area because it's the old courthouse in a park there. And so you could just Google Madera Courthouse. That's going to kind of a get together around 5, but it starts at 6 o'clock. There'll be a 21-gun salute. I'll be speaking at that. It's not a political event. I'm not going to get up there and say, vote for me. I'm not gonna, it's a time to honor our first responders. And what we see going across this nation right now, what a great time to say, we honor these people that are taking care of this country. And so I'm excited about that. And then we've got, on the 17th, we've got an ice cream social coming up that is a fundraiser. It's at the Copelands in Clovis. They could go to our website. Then go to our website at cookinghamforcongress.com. Look under events. We've got all kinds of events coming up. We just finished a big event at a barn, actually, in Clovis, and it was just packed out. And just had a wonderful time there.
Nice. Cookinghamforcongress.com, by the way. Find out about all the events. What if somebody wants to volunteer? Can they go to that website?
Yeah. So if you go to the website, Cookingham, FOR, cookinghamforcongress.com, you can click on donate, you can click on volunteer, you can click on endorse, whatever you may want to be involved with. We're going out this Saturday, door to door, and they can get the information off our website for that as well. We're going to meet at our campaign headquarters, and we're going to send teams out all over the 16th District. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, the 16th District includes Fresno, Madera, and Merced County. So it goes from Fresno all the way up through Madera, Chachilla to Merced, and all those towns around Merced, and then out west to Los Banos and Dos Palos. So it's a big area, and I'm excited to be the next congressional representative for this area.
We hope you are. Now,
Yes.
I know a little bit about your opponent. I know he's sitting on a pile of money.
Yes.
Is there a way we could help balance that out?
Well, probably he's got about $2.8 million on this race, and we don't have that kind of money, so we would love you to be involved. If you'd like to be involved financially, we need it. It's very expensive to get your message out, and so they can sure go to that website and donate. We would love that. We need that. And, you know, when you really believe in something, people give to those things. So I'm hoping that people can be involved that way.
Now, I gave through the website. I sent $100 in, not bragging or anything. That's all I could afford. And he was very gracious. He didn't say, oh, you're not a $5,000 guy. You don't get, but they can give even $5, $10, right?
Yeah, you know, I've got one couple. It's a lady that's married to a pastor. They don't make a lot of money, and every month she gives $12.50. That's her amount that she gives every month, and that means a lot to me because it's somebody that believes in what we're doing. She knows that I'm a very results-oriented person, that I go crazy if I don't see results.
Yeah.
And so they know this is a guy that if they vote in, they're going to go for it, and I'm going to be going for it on jobs, on crime, and on water. Those are the first three things. Now, two of those things I don't have to wait for a vote out of Congress. Jobs and crime, we can start working on that right away as we network with people that have influence in this community. Right. And so I'm very excited about that.
Right. And by the way, I've seen Kevin Cookingham over the last 30 or over 40 years. I've never sought him out. We just bump into each other because he's always out there, always doing something, always involved, always in the community, whether it's school events. Were you at Hume Lake for a while?
Yeah, I spent, that was 5 years at Hume Lake as the director of programs and the director of development. And so we have about 48,000 campers a year. And so that's what I dealt with. And then we started camps. I went over to Chiang Mai, Thailand. We started camps in Thailand, in Papua New Guinea, in Ukarumpa and Numenoi. And then we've got camps all over the world. And then we bought a camp in Massachusetts that was broken down that we're fixing up, about 450-acre camp there. So we have camps all over, really, the nation and the world, and exciting things happening.
But you want your elected officials to be those kind of people that you bump into everywhere, because that means they're really involved. I mean, if you bump into the guy who's in there now all the time, well, maybe you do. But I bump into Kevin all the time. So I'm glad you're the guy stepping up.
I'm excited.
And I think you're going to be the congressman.
I do too.
And I think that'll be great, great, great for our community. Absolutely. A guy who's not just running, but he's actually done the stuff and proven that there's answers to things we face. And I know you'll be the guy to figure out a lot of problems.
Yeah, I talk to my volunteers all the time. I said, when this campaign is over, what's the number one thing? And they all know what the answer is: results. That's the number one answer: results.
All right, we got to go. Last thoughts, Kevin?
Just, I would love to hear from you. Again, CookinghamForCongress.com. Go there, talk to us, email us, call us. Our number is 559-575-1904. 575-1904. Love to hear from you. Want to see you involved. We will get things done in this valley.
Yeah. I want to tell you a quick story. These young kids came to me and said, we want to get involved, but, you know, we don't have money to give and stuff. I said, hey, you're valuable if you show up. Show up at the headquarters. Say, what can I do? Can I pass out flyers? Can I lick envelopes? Can I go put up signs? And they could be very significant without having a lot of money to give.
Yeah, you know, the experts, and you know what an expert is. X is a has-been and a spurt is a big drip. But the experts told me from the very beginning, raise money, raise money, raise money, raise money. Well, we've raised some, but really what we've done is put our time into people. And we have wonderful, salt-of-the-earth Valley patriots that are a part of this team. And they are amazing people, and we could always use more.
Yeah, and I tell you, I've been elected to office 3 times, and every time the opponent had more money than me by a lot. But I just got people involved, young people, old people, medium people, and that's how you can win a race. So sign up, go to the website, Cookingham for Congress, and go help Kevin, and just show up, and you'll be very valuable.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Right,
appreciate
Kevin.
your time.
We'll see you on September 11th out in Madera at the courthouse.
That's right.
Start around 5 o'clock.
Yeah, there'll be some activities around 5, but really the program starts at 6 p.m.
All right. We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.